Joe's got sleek cars, a solid ninja in black. Quick with his swords, he'll give you a heart attack. Then there's two believers, so go gung-ho, always ready to fight and make those cameos. And we can't forget about Scarlet, the ultimate girl power. A fierce warrior, she'll make her enemies cower. Cobra's got Destro to supply the weapons. Cobra Command plots and schemes to rule the world in his dreams. Sartan is never what he seems, and Baroness spots that black leather outfit, shoots you quick and slipped out the back of the head. Yo Joe, Cobra, oh. Logan's here to give his G.I. Joe taste. Oh yeah, Yo Joe, Cobra got the characters, it's the G.I. Joe thing.
Warning. Mature content warning. Possible language, adult innuendos, and violent implications may be heard in this program. From the Hilt cautions. Viewer discretion is advised.
It could get pretty funky up in here. Hells yeah. Greetings. I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer. Welcome to kind of like a reimagining of our G.I. Joe takes, impromptu short takes that we did a couple weeks back. I decided that we should kind of make this kind of a regular thing. Just come on live and chill out and check out a figure every once in a while. I'm gonna give everybody a shout out that's in the chat here. We got a code name banger, Mr. Sith Lordly. How you doing? It's good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Tiger naturally in the house with me, rocking it. Banger is my friend. And then we had Judy. Judy jumped in here. Hello, Judy. Welcome. And then we've got a new person in the chat. We got Kenneth Bird as well. Hello, Kenneth Bird. Welcome. Thanks for rocking with us a lot, buddy. You're awesome. But we've also got the Burton Gamer. That's a new name. That might be somebody we know under a different name or a new person altogether. Either way, welcome. We're going to be talking about some G.I. Joe stuff tonight. So we're just going to hang loose and have a good time. Tonight, I was going to cover my favorite character because they don't have a G.I. Joe classified figure for it yet. And that's kind of what I wanted to do on these short takes, is cover G.I. Joe classified figures that weren't put into a G.I. Joe classified figure yet. Because I have so many figures and stuff to look at. I thought, man, it would be pretty cool. But I've also got some vehicles and stuff I wanted to show off and just hang out and chill and chat with you guys and look at some music. And also, I was going to do a bit of a repair for you on camera. One of my Airtights needs to be repaired, and yeah, Airtight's plural. It's my favorite character, so I definitely have more than one. I do not have all of the available Airtights. There are two that I don't have. One Sith Lordly has, and he just did a video of it. He premiered it on his. He had the video on Spine Ticks last night. It was pretty cool. So check that out. Link is in the description. And so we've got some stuff to look at, and I naturally have somebody calling at me to distract me, but I'm gonna keep rocking with you. Let the tiger take care of that. That's just the way life rolls sometimes. My sister Margo had to go back to the emergency room tonight, so we've had a lot of crazy stuff going on. So if I'm feeling a little frazzled, that's why. But normally I start by, let's see, word is that Sith Lordly really likes his pals Logan and Tiger. Yeah, I think you might. Back at Sith Lordly. Normally I start by reading a file card. And let me see if I can put this on this vertical live right. This is actually the only physical file card that I have. My original Airtight file card got destroyed in the fire, and I haven't replaced it yet, but I do want to replace that at some point. We got the guitar off the cuff. Hey, David, how you doing? And yeah, you know, it's an ongoing thing, and she had a little bit of a relapse today, and we hope she gets doing better. Jay Terrell's with her, so at least she's supposed to be. At this moment, that's the word that I got. So, all right, everybody saying hi to David. It's nice to see you. Guitar off the cuff. Always good to rock with you. Now, I will be putting on some music to go in the background, but instead of reading a file card like I normally do on my Joe Takes, if I have one, I have something special prepared for you guys, and so I'm going to play that for you right now, and we'll see how you like it. Here is G.I. Joe, codename Airtight.
Yo Joe, codename Airtight. Personal call sign Bravo 36 E5. Birthplace New Haven, Connecticut. Primary specialty CBRN. Chemical, biological, radiological warfare, and nuclear. Secondary specialty ordnance. Qualified expert. M14, M16, M19, 11, A1, M3, A1, M79, M60. Graduated. Classified top secret. Preferred weapon or hazardous environment containment rifle. The Sniffer. Whatever Cobra is up to, I'm going to leave this place cleaner than the beaches of Ipanema. Kurt was the kid who could hold his breath the longest. He was also the kid who had the largest collection of plastic dinosaurs on the block. Was a weird kid who grew up to be an even stranger adult. It takes a mighty weird person to walk into a cloud of toxic gas strong enough to fell a mute weightlifter, cockroach wearing a protective suit built under contract for the government by the lowest bidder, or a man known for his sense of humor. Airtight has one of the most deadly serious jobs on the G.I. Joe team. As a chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist, he stays well versed in the use of non-lethal chemical weapons and counterinsurgency. However, his main focus is the survivability of his team in hostile environments. He always operates in full mask and overgarments, as if the MOP, mission-oriented protective posture. Plan is level 4. If the situation turns toxic, he would rather be already geared up to continue the mission rather than waste precious time searching for decontamination kits or nerve agent antidotes. Airtight is an unreformed practical joker. Sneezing powder, plastic bark, whoopee cushions, the whole bit. No prank is too low for him. You'd think that other Joes would hate his guts, but they don't. Because when the bad guys escalate the firefight and start playing dirty, it's all airtight. Suits up and wades into the thick of it. Kid who could hold his breath the longest. He was also the kid who had the largest collection of plastic dinosaurs on the block. He was a weird kid who grew up to be an even stranger adult. It takes a mighty weird person to walk into a cloud of toxic gas strong enough to fell a mutant weightlifter. Cockroach was a kid who could hold his breath the longest. He was also the kid who had the largest collection of plastic dinosaurs on the block. He was a weird kid who grew up to be an even stranger adult. But they don't, because when the bad guys escalate the firefight and start playing dirty, it's old Airtight who suits up and wades into the thick of it. Our nuclear specialist. He stays well versed in the use of non-lethal chemical weapons and counterinsurgency. However, his main focus is the survivability of his team in hostile environments. He always operates in full mask and overgarments, as if the MOP, mission-oriented protective posture. But it's level 4. If the situation turns toxic, he would rather be already geared up to continue the mission rather than waste precious time searching for decontamination kits or nerve agent antidotes. Submitted by Glim for practical joker, sneezing powder, plastic bark, whoopee cushions, the whole bit. No prank is too low for him. You'd think that other Joes would hate his guts, but they don't. Because when the bad guys escalate the firefight, it's not playing dirty, it's old Airtight. Something bleeds into the thick of it.
I'm a wild cowboy, just a Texas man with my 6-shooter each hand. I soar above the country, wide and free. The G.I. Joe, helicopter pilot, that's me. Flying high with the Joes by my side, keeping them safe on every ride. I'm Wild Bill, bus driver in the sky.
Thanks for that, David. I had a bunch of stuff just handed to me real quick, so hang on a second. Come back on. Everything happens all at once, it seems like, especially right when I go live. Jess is washing her hair. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, banger. All right, so like I said, I normally roll with showing off a file card. Now, this was for the 30th anniversary of Airtight, which I have over here, and I'm going to be showing you in just a minute. Let's see here. Yeah, that's kind of a running gag we got going, Judy, with Jess. She says whenever she doesn't like the music, she says she's going to go wash her hair. Anyway, this particular file card doesn't add much, except that it adds cartoon elements from the show G.I. Joe G.I. Joe Renegades. It was a pretty cool animated series that they had right in 2010, 2011, right in that era, right after the original G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra movie. And this one had him as a professor working for Cobra Industries, because in that series, Cobra was this big conglomerate company that pretty much did everything. They were Walmart. They were the Walmart of that universe. It was kind of cool. And so, yeah, it just adds little bits to that. But it does have his code name of Airtight, and then that he's the hostile environment trooper, and that his file name is Kurt Schnurr, which I always thought was a really interesting and original code name. But I've got some other stuff I want to show you, and to that end, I'll bring this up here so you guys can take a better look. And so this is what I'm going to be showing off to you a little bit. I've got a few Airtight figures, and I've got a Dragonfly and a Wild Bill, and then I've also got a bridge layer and a toll booth that I'll be checking out here in just a bit. So let me give you a better look at that. Those three main Airtights that I have. That one on the right there, that's the 30th anniversary Airtight. That's really cool, and so we'll be taking a really, really good look at it. That's the best one that they've ever come out with. Now, they did come out with another one like that for Tiger Force in a different color scheme. I still have yet to acquire that one. I do want that one someday, but you know, the best laid plans, and that's where we're at with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just switch over here real quick, and we're going to look at these figures. Sweet collection. Thanks, Banger. So I'll put that up there. Everybody saying hi to Cool Gamer. It's nice to have you in the house, buddy, like normal. All right, so we've got Toll Booth here. A Toll Booth, if I put this in the right place, Toll Booth came with the bridge layer. I always thought he was a neat looking figure. He was a soldier, but with a hard hat. So you knew he was like a construction worker too. Everybody jokes always that he's like the construction worker from the Village People. So yeah, I kind of like that joke too. So let me look at the figures first, and then we'll take a look at the vehicles. That'll probably be a better idea. So I'll set him back there out of the way, and then we'll take a look at Wild Bill. This is actually a newer figure I acquired. I actually what I wanted to do was get two figures and vehicles from that era. One that I had at the time as a child, and one that I didn't have. So I did have the Dragonfly and Wild Bill. However, this is not my original. I played with those so badly that that Dragonfly is in a shambles. But I managed to acquire a new one within the last 5 years. That's really nice. Hello, Kate. How you doing? It's nice to see you. We got Sable's music videos in the house. How you doing? And hello, Berdazzle. Welcome, Berdazzle. It's nice to see you. It's been a while. Okay, so we got, like I said, we got these three Airtight figures. Now, my original is the one that needs to be repaired, so we'll be checking that out in just a minute. But I had acquired a new one because, you know, I had to have a new Airtight. And for some, I hope that's coming up good on your end, because on my end, my camera lighting keeps changing for whatever reason. It's not. I don't think it's changing on YouTube, but I don't know how it works. Everybody saying hi. It's nice to see everybody. Definitely, hey Kate. And then my brother Red, actually for my birthday one year, got me the whole thing, and I thought he sent me a file card with it, but I wasn't able to find it. And either way, I might be able to acquire a new one. They're not really that expensive file cards, and you usually can pick them up on eBay. But it's got the full gear, including the hose attachment in the back there, and the backpack. Now, I had an issue with the peg on if I can put this in the right spot. I had an issue with the peg that attaches to the hose. This is actually my original backpack, but the one that I got with this particular Airtight, actually the peg broke off in the hose. So I learned a lesson not to leave everything attached. You take everything undone when you put it in the packaging. Don't ever leave it all assembled, because the plastic can be very fragile. Now this is a tank that came with the 30th anniversary Airtight. And before I get to that, if I can do this in the right spot, there we go. And that actually goes right on his back, so he can wear this as a backpack instead of his normal backpack. And then he has a secondary sniffer or Geiger counter. Let me see if I can get that in a better position so you can see it. There we go. And it's got like a little. Now, the 30th anniversary, they actually went all out. He even came with his own battle stand with his name on it, which I thought was really cool. Came with his sniffer gun and the hose attachment. But he also came with a riot gun, a shotgun. It was pretty cool. Now, this particular backpack is not as good as the original. I was a little disappointed by that. But the very coolest feature of this was the original, the helmet does not come off. But this one does, and you actually get to see him underneath with his hazmat gear all up on him, so you can actually photograph him like that too, which is pretty cool. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is the fact that I have the carded version of that figure still, and I keep it in nice plastic and hang it right on my wall. It's almost always by me. And because this my G.I. Joe collection is how I roll, and this is my favorite Joe. So, and there's I'll go over various reasons why he's my favorite Joe when we talk about his character in a little bit. But let me slide these guys out of the way a little bit. Put them over here so we can look at the vehicles, so that you can get a closer look at these. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera, but the bridge layer has this really neat effect. Maybe if I do it like that, where you can do this. These vertical lives, I'm trying them out, but I don't know how good of an idea it is for showing off vehicles and stuff. But this bridge actually extends like this and comes out, and I'll see if I can pull it back. And you can actually lay it across on a battlefield where there's a gap, and then the vehicle can just fold up like this and roll right on over the bridge. Now, as a kid, I didn't find this very interesting, but as an adult, I think it's very useful. But I don't want to have to assemble that back right now. It's not that hard. It's a matter of pinching and being delicate with the plastic. And then it's a two-seater tank too, so I always thought that was really cool. Does have these two cannons, but like I said, I never thought the bridge layer itself was that interesting, and it was called the toss across. So what we got up in here is hazmat gear. After swag uses the bathroom. Yep, very nice. Now, what like I said, I never had the bridge layer. I acquired it probably about 4 years ago, and mine is actually the Canadian version. So I thought that was really neat. I bought it from some guy on eBay that sold me the Canadian version. It still says G.I. Joe right on it still, though. So that's really cool. So, yeah, even in Canada, they had their own version of G.I. Joe. So it was a real maple hero. Oh, I mean, a real Canadian hero. Let's see, we got hashtag radiation leak swag. Now, the Dragonfly is probably one of the coolest vehicles they still have ever come out with. Now, a lot of people, this claim this as one of their favorite helicopters for G.I. Joe. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but there's a little switch here at the back that you can push like this, and it makes the rotors go. And they get away with that design entirely, and have never tried to duplicate it or anything. They have other ones where the rotors work, but not as well. And the canopy just comes up, and Wild Bill fits right on in there. And I had many adventures with Wild Bill and Airtight in this particular Dragonfly, not this one, but the one I had as a kid. And I was really happy to acquire a Dragonfly as an adult again. And so I have a complete one except for the struts, which I had to get a replica of because every time I got one, they would just break. They are very fragile for a vehicle. All right, let me pop back up here, and we'll talk a bit more, and then I'll put that Airtight figure together, and I'll show you what I did with it as a kid. Because as a kid, we did all sorts of stuff, and to make our figures work again. And somebody handed me ice cream, so sorry if I'm eating it in front of you, but I don't want it to melt. We'll see how you are, eating some Indian food and chilling to some Joe gaming. See, that's how it works. And Boston looking strong. You mean toys? Well, yeah, toys gaming. For us, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it now, Kate? Sorry. Anyway, my original Airtight, I'll show him up here. I played with this guy so much. He is in none too good a shape. His arms broke all up. His first with the thumbs, then with the actual hands broke off on this guy. And so in 91 or 2, they came out with a Zap figure that had these really cool arms that I thought looked good on him. So I decided to steal Zap's arms and put them on him. Vertical live ice cream eating. Yes, sir. Still got the game plan on my brain. Yeah, I get it. So do I, Kate. The military action game that we play once a month on Mondays is pretty cool. And we did that just a little bit back here. And we had a great time. Banger and Tiger. And a lot of you were rocking with us, so you know. But anyway, yeah, see, he's not in too good a shape. Like, I can compare him to this other Airtight that I acquired. And this one is, for how old he is, these are in really good shape. I mean, you got to remember, these came out in 1985. Now, some of them they sold in 86. So we're talking almost 40 years old. So I'm going to take this guy over here, and I'm going to put him together for you. And let's see how well this works. I see how well this works as things happen behind the scenes. Isn't life fun that way? I should have switched cameras. There we go. That is not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. So hopefully this is going to work because I haven't done this before on camera, but yeah, it looks like you guys can see my hands pretty good. And I got my tool kit. And I have these little precision screwdrivers that work really good. This set has got this really cool screwdriver setup where you can switch the size of the screwdriver head. Let's see. Banger is your favorite character you ever created and owe it to me. Well, I appreciate that, buddy. You know, Banger is an awesome character, and I actually want to start writing comics with the entire military action game Fireteam Echo. That would be really fun. Now, what we do to replace, make it better figure is replace the O-ring. And I have a few of those here. These are by Professor Foam. And generally, you can pick these up on Amazon. I should have put a link in the description, but I actually didn't think I was going to be doing this on camera until about an hour before I started doing this. So this is really old, so I might not be able to get this one open. Some of them crack, and you have to do sometimes they have to be drilled out in order to repair them. But I have never actually had to do that. But this one, the screw came right out, so we're going to get him disassembled. And yeah, this O-ring in here is really bad. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera, but this thing right here, this isn't even an O-ring, and it just popped in two. So throw that in the bin. I'll throw it in the bin. Okay. I don't know how interesting this is for anybody watching, but I've seen other people do this before, and I find it fascinating. So I thought maybe you guys would find it fascinating to see the process. Now, what I do is I take baby wipe. As a dad, I learned how to use baby wipes with my kids as babies, and they pretty much are good for everything. So I'm going to take and get this guy cleaned up really good. Not probably something I should have done live now that I think about it, but, you know, whatever. We're just sitting there chatting and relaxing and just enjoying the vibes. And let me put on some background music so in case I get a little quiet trying to do something technical. Yeah, I'll turn that down better. Put on our mag theme music in the background. Let's see. This is interesting for sure. Glad you're doing it on cam. Thank you. Thanks, Banger. You'll blow out your O-ring. Yep, sometimes you can. We got Brian Basketballs in the house. Hey, Brian. Toot. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. All right, let me get in here and get this all cleaned up. I got some tunes are rolling. Set those off to the side. Let them dry back there. Say hi to Brian. Love these G.I. Joe vibes. Well, that's cool. Hey, Ambient Storm, how you doing? Looks like you just popped in on us. It's good to see you, buddy. And we got brown basketballs. O-ring, low. Yeah, that's what they call them. They call these little parts that's considered an O-ring, and it's actually a plumber's tool used in plumbing a lot. But they utilized it to make G.I. Joes back in the 80s, and I don't know, you know, if they actually use, I think they made their own, but same concept. They use them as like a washer inside a bolt to keep it in place. But they're little stretchy rubber bands, and they work really good for G.I. Joe. And now see, the paint on this one, I wore it off, man. I love this figure to pieces. Now, I thought about swapping out new arms on him, an actual Airtight arm on my original, but I kind of got the nostalgia for having my Zap arms on my Airtight. So it's I know it's weird and it's me, but so I'm gonna keep my Zap arms on my Airtight. Yeah, because the 91 Zap was really cool, and I do have that. I still have that figure with other arms on it. But maybe someday I'll take a look at that. And so that's all cleaned up, and I cleaned up my workspace. Got out of the way. And what you do, just take your legs here. Now sometimes this can get a little hinky and not too easy to do. You just pop that right on the little. There's a little what they call a T-bar with a hook on it, a T-bar hook, and it goes right through the legs there at the top and attaches the legs, and you just pop it right on there so that it's good and tight. Now, some people stretch these out. I don't. And I don't know. Preference, I guess. And then you just take it, naturally the midsection, but what most people call a crotch piece. Now, there are various ways to pull this through. What I like to actually do is take the little screwdriver and just pop it up so you can get a hold of it. And then gently pull the legs up through with the screwdriver. And then you've got your O-ring attached to the bottom part. And then you attach
the back piece, and it just hooks right over that. It's not that difficult to do. And then you can pop the arms right in there. And I generally try to hold the arms down to the side. I don't know how well this is showing up, but put the arms on the sides. But let me see what we got. Code Banger says, I remember doing some of this when I was a kid. Would put Stalker Cool camo body on other Joes. Yep. I never actually had Stalker as a kid. Love that figure too, but I haven't acquired an 82 or 83 one just yet. I did have several other versions. Brian Basketball says, I would not be able to do this and talk at the same time because my tongue would be hanging out. That's a possibility. That's why I'm not on camera. So now, I dropped the head. Gotta have something that falling on a Joe takes, right? Okay, then you just pop it in there. You get it secure. Push the chest piece down and make sure that it's one solid piece. You pop the screw back in there, tap it down, and you take your screwdriver. And never ever tighten it to the point where it cracks. You tighten it till it starts to get tight. Alonzo Wilkinson, Stalker, yes, still one of my favorite characters. And you just get it till it clicks once. And generally, if there's no seams on the shoulder, at the top, on either side, then you put together your figure in a decent shape. And I'll pop him on a battle stand, and you'll see the difference. All the difference that one simple little O-ring can make, but I got to be careful. Put him on the battle stand because sometimes the plastic is fragile on those ankles and it can crack, and we don't want that. But he went right on there pretty smooth. And now I have a repaired Airtight figure. Just like that. Actually went pretty smooth. Sometimes I have some issues where the arms keep popping off or the head won't go into place. But that actually went pretty well. So put this out of the way. And I'll come back on camera here with Airtight, and I'll swing back around here. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know. That's actually a pretty easy procedure for putting together a figure. See, very cool information. Thanks for sharing and all that cool info. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you have room for just a room just for all your collections? Well, I got a lot of my stuff here in what we have is like we have a family room down here that my wife and I use as actually our bedroom, but we also have it kind of set up as our TV area, and our dungeon is what we call our studio. And so I have a lot of my classified figures on the wall, some of my carded figures, and some other things right here. Let's see, Judy, all my collections are in boxes. Too much. Yeah, that's kind of the way it works. A lot of my stuff is in bins, some in tote crates. So if the world goes Walking Dead, you'll be the surgeon. But back here, I've got comics in bins back here. I've got some G.I. Joes in these bins. Got that Rattler there, and a lot of my classified over on the shelf. But in the other room, where I used to have the studio, I now have these drawers set up where I have all the figures. And I wrap them in these little plastic bags. Like, let me see here. It's a good one to show you. Just an empty plastic bag with a little stickum. You can use Ziploc bags. You can use just about anything. These ones I found, and they're the perfect size, and they just slide down in. And then you wrap them up and you keep them nice. When all the lights go out, your lenticular cards will make you king. That may be true. That may be true, Brian. All right, so I did miss a couple of comments up here, but I think I covered them. Cool. Ambient Storm saying hello to Judy. That's cool. Everybody likes Judy. Judy's usually first in. Now, there we go. We got us an Airtight figure. Now it's still old, and there are certain things you can do to repair the knees so that they don't wiggle wobble like that. There's little tricks you could put, like You can open it up and you can like put little pieces of paper, or you can clean it up, and you can actually do a little bit of like plumber's tape and put it on there, and then seal it back up, and that tightens it right up. And generally after you do that, it doesn't loosen up like that, especially if you're not playing with them all the time like I was when I was a kid. Hey, you're welcome, Judy. You're awesome. You rock with us all the time, and we appreciate it. Ambient Storm saying hi to Tiger. Cool. Now, get into the character a little bit of Airtight and why I decided to. I don't know. He's my favorite. Why he's my favorite character? I'm gonna snack on some ice cream while we're talking to you about it, but otherwise it's not gonna be here. Well, I've pretty much gone. But Airtight came out in 1985, and that's kind of when I started getting into it. My first Joe that I acquired was Shipwreck, and I bought him in the same day I bought the Baroness. And I loved the cartoon, and I thought Shipwreck was awesome. And so I went to the store, and the only two that the Thrifty Drug I went to had was Baroness and Shipwreck, and I was like, even had $10, and I was like, man, I could get more, because then they were like $2.25, but they didn't have any. So I bought those two, and I was like, man, I think I'm going to collect G.I. Joe, because I was collecting He-Man, and before that Star Wars. And we're talking, like I said, 1985, so this is a lifetime ago. But I brought those home, and then for Christmas, my mom bought me 5 more Joes, a couple of Cobras, and 5 more Joes, and then the Dragonfly and Zartan I got at the same time too. And Airtight was in that batch, and I read his file card, and the part of it that stood out with me the most was the part where it said, when the chips, when it gets rough, it's Airtight who wades up and suits up and wades out into the thick of it. And for some reason, that always just stuck with me. I never heard of the plumber's tape trick. That's a good idea. It does work, and you just wrap it around a little bit, and then you shave off whatever with a razor blade, X-Acto knife, or whatever you want to call it, and trim it, and then you snap the leg piece on, and it tightens it right up. And that's something I learned from another YouTuber, actually. It's been a while, but he's out of Australia, and he does a lot of good stuff. Not Kiwi. I haven't seen Kiwi do that, but Kiwi Customs and Collectibles, he does some repairs too. I do simple stuff. My brother cut some of the fingers off my baby dolls. Fingers, yes, it happens. Yeah, my brother, I had a Chewbacca figure. He actually bit the head off of a Chewbacca. Now, if anybody knows anything about the old Chewbacca figure, it's a solid piece of plastic. I have no idea how he did that. That took determination. So lucky to have an age to collect the original Real American Hero 1982. Yes, yeah, I agree, Sid. Definitely banger. My first Joe was in 1968, 4 years old at the time. So you're talking one of the 12-inch there, Brian. I get you. Sorry, my ice cream's melting. I miss Thrifty Drug too, man. Oh my goodness, I spent a lot of my life, especially my teenage years, in California, and I've only moved back up here to Utah for about the last 10 years, almost 10 years now. And I love being back in Utah, and I do miss parts of California. There were things about it that I just couldn't stick around for anymore. Favorite Joe's was the one with the Kung Fu grip. Yeah. G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Too ambient. They still make the ice cream, though. Yes, you've got to find it, though. Rite Aid, I think, has the rights to it. But they don't have it up here in Utah. They have Rite Aids, but they don't have the thrifty ice cream. Siblings can be fun, yeah. As teenagers and boys, my brother and I fought like crazy, but as adults, we were best friends, so it was kind of cool.
The good old days. Yes, yes, Ambient Storm. Got one of their ice cream scoops. Yes, yes, love the Thrifty Drug ice cream scoop. I actually worked at a Thrifty for a while and was what they called an ice cream scooper on the weekends. Almost not as good when it's melted, but it's still good. I love drumstick. And again, sorry for eating in front of you. We are not planning on sticking around here either. You know, Ambient Storm, California is a lovely place. It has been turned into something not so lovely. And that is sad to me because there's so much about California that I still love. And my wife and I still go back there quite often. Her more than me because her sister and her mom live there, but you know, that's life. All right. Now, if I don't choke on it, I just start talking again. There we go. Sorry about that. See, sadly, you'll probably go down with the ship here in SoCal. Hey, I get you, man. But you live over there by Disneyland, and my sister-in-law actually lives over there. So, in that same general region, she actually used to live in Anaheim. And we used to go with her almost every year to Disneyland. I miss going to Disneyland a lot. Disneyland, that's one of our favorite places to go, the Tiger and I. Got a little bit back there. Gotta get rid of it here. Okay. Thank you for the ice cream tiger. Okay. Get some self-inflatable boats and ride the wave when it goes into the ocean. Anyway, that's kind of my spiel tonight, but I want to talk a little bit more about the character. Airtight is probably one of the most utilized behind-the-scenes Joes that there is. Every mission, if there's even a hint of any kind of radiation, chemical leak, anything, poison, anything that's considered a hostile environment, he gets called in first to check it out before any of the other Joes go in. So he's the first one in, and he's generally the last one out. You have a lot of family ties here in California. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do too. So that's the way it is, man. Family's family, and you stick with that. Also hope we can turn it around here. Guess we'll see. Yeah, we was hoping too, Sith, but we were there for we're there for a long time, and when you have kids, things kind of change a little bit, and so we had to make some decisions for our kids, and that makes all the difference in the world. If it had been just Tiger and I, we probably would still be in California, to be honest. So anyway, Airtight. He first appeared in G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero comic by Larry Hama, issue 44. And that was a really cool issue with Lady J, where she took him and 3 other Joes, a fire team, on a training mission, and they got waylaid by Dr. Mindbender, the Baroness, and Destro, who first appearance of the Bat, same issue. And then you had the Bazooka, Heavy Metal, and Crankcase also first appeared in that issue too. And they made a great little team. And in the end, it was Airtight who figured out how to stop the bats and help it so that they could breathe. The gas that Dr. Mindbender kept sticking on them. So he helped them protect themselves from the gas. And so it was really Airtight's issue all the way. And that's pretty much it. I mean, he had a few other little appearances here and there, and then in the IDW run, him and Dusty was in a pretty good storyline where they got captured. But by the time the Joes showed up to rescue him, Airtight and Dusty had already broken free. It was pretty cool. So yes, check out anything Larry Hama does on G.I. Joe. That's my jam. So he's the one who got me into it. But Airtight himself, He's a practical joker, like it says on his file card. No practical joke is too low for him, and he's not above scaring people. Just make sure you know where all the good stores are at the zombie apocalypse. Larry Hama is the G.I. Joe GOAT. Yes, he is. And I hope to say that possibly one day that I will be counted among the annals of adding to and contributing to the G.I. Joe genre, especially with our military action game. And Tiger says, yes! Let's see. Thanks for the hangout, Logan and Tiger. Have an awesome week. Great chat. Thank you for hanging out with us too, Brian. Toot toot. You take it easy, buddy. He's on the Spine Ticks train on Saturday nights, which is a bunch of shows that happen before Spine Ticks, which comes on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So check out Brian Basketballs. I watched his show this weekend. It was pretty fun. Everybody saying bye. Now, I'm not going to go into the complete history because, excuse me, if they if they come around to it eventually and make a classified version of G.I. Joe, I will be doing a full Joe take on Airtight and the classified Joe and go into his history and everything and really, really talk about him. But the train has some cars. Yeah. Let's see. My loyalties in survival, I'll go where I can survive, not really holding allegiances. You know, Kate, I get you, and I'm kind of the same, except my loyalties are to people. And once I get loyal to somebody, I'm that's pretty much it. And you know that from experience. We've been buds for a long time. Kate's definitely one of my oldest friends, that's for sure. Heck, I've known Kate longer than I've known my wife. It's true. It is true. Let's see what we got here. Note to self: Kate will eat me in the zombie apocalypse. That might be true as well, man. But to sum up, at least on Airtight, I'm going to show both of these up here real close. This is the vintage and still very cool figure. And this one's in really good shape, so I love showing this one off. And this one is still my favorite Airtight because you can see his face, and this is Airtight. But you can still troop build these. He's one of the few Joes that you can troop build. So you can have a couple of hazmat troopers hanging out with Airtight, and then have this be the main one where you can take his helmet off. That's pretty cool. Yeah, nom nom nom. Eat banger first. Okay. Missed that. Sorry, guys. Hey, David. You're awesome. Just wanted to remind you of that. Well, thank you. You are too, buddy. Yeah, you rock on a guitar, and the least I could do is make a video for you, man. Let me see. When it comes to survival, this vegan will go savage in a survival situation. Yep. Love the nostalgia of the vintage, but I far prefer the 4-inch, more realistic scale and articulation of face sculpts. In most cases, I do. I do as well. But I have a soft spot for my vintage Joes. I love the 3 3/4 inch. I love the 4-inch. I pretty much love anything G.I. Joe. So long as it's a real American hero style, you know. Classified is now my jam. I love the Classified series, and I can't wait to do more Joe takes on Classified. I will be doing a Joe take this month, Snow Job, and let me see, Snow Job is coming out on, I'll be doing it live too. I'll be doing a live Joe take on the 22nd with Snow Job, I'm pretty sure. No, that's Joe Takes Classics. 29th, I'm sorry. On the 20th, the last Saturday of the month, yes, I will be doing Snow Job from the Hilt. Leading into Cobra Convergence 8, which I'm doing a submission for the online collaboration of Cobra Convergence 8. So we're all doing our own thing this year, kind of. There's not really any cohesive theme other than Cobra's converging. Sometimes they do, but the founder of that is retiring this year, and that's just how that's how it has to be. But I'm happy I get to be in at least this one because it might be the last. So that should be a lot of fun. Let me see. We're saying thanks.
Plan to buy all the vintage vehicles and playsets for 4-inch to use. I got most of them actually. The 4-inch, I was there and I had money and I was working and I actually managed to get quite a few of those. Can't won't eat animals. People on the other hand. No, I'm a carnivore. I like my meat. Sorry, Kate. I like steak too much, man. So that's just how I roll. But I think that's my spill on Airtight. And if you guys have any questions, shoot them out to me, and I'll do my best to answer them, and we can just hang out and chat for a bit. And then as I leave, I'll put on Heroes of the Battlefield because I like that song so much. And if you guys want, I can play that Airtight file card video again. Yeah, Judy likes steak. She knows. All right, put out the meat there. So let me see what I've got going on this week. I got my radio show coming up on Thursday. Should be a lot of fun. So if you guys want to submit songs and you want me to play them, make sure you put it in the either the 9x16 or the 1x1 format. If you give me an MP3, make sure you send me a pic in that size or a video, a little MP4, and I'll play your video. Music. I want to talk about a vertical banger series. We can discuss each G.I. Joe issue one at a time. Now that would be awesome. Both of us just talking about the comic. Make sure we read it ahead of time and make it fresh in our brains. And that would be badass. I'd be all about that. And if we could simulcast it, that might even be better. We'd be on both our channels, double the exposure. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, let me see. Like I said, the Thursday's the radio show on the 13th. And tomorrow night is Heroes of Haven's Run. So if you're a gamer and you love fantasy role-playing, Heroes of Haven's Run, got some cool stuff planned for that. They're actually they finished their first mission last time. So they're actually going to be getting to Torrent, which is going to be their home base for their current campaign. So should be a lot of fun. And Kate's in that game, and that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully, Kate, you saw the song I sent for you. It's really long, but it's the one I've been working on, and I don't know how we're going to use it, but we'll talk about it for tomorrow night. Obviously, your team sucks. Your Joe is rad. Yep, your Joe is rad. That'll work. That'll work, buddy. Yep. I can get down with that. You'll have a look. All right. It's in Billy time in Heroes of Haven's Run server, so it's on your private channel there. All right, let me see here. Let's see. That's what we got going on this week. Heroes of Haven's Run, Radio from the Hilt. Back to Fridays. This Friday, we're also going to be looking at a D&D module on Friday. So that's where that format is going, is onto a Friday show. So we should have a lot of fun with that. So it's going to be a segment coming up this Friday. It's going to be a new one. So the Hilt fam is going to pick one this week, and we're going to look at it, and I'll make a tribute video for it, and we'll roll with it. Okay, cool. The opposite. I like that. Your Joe is rad. Your team sucks. Opposite. Your Joe is rad. That'll work, banger. That'll work a lot. All right, guys. I think that's my time tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed this little short Joe take on Airtight and all the stuff I added with it, because, like I said, I wanted to show off one vehicle I had, one I didn't, and it worked out really well. I think the Bridge Layer is a really cool vehicle, lots of fun to play with. I know on this Vertical Live it probably didn't look all that great, but we're getting used to the new format and everything, and I'm glad I had my camera, was able to set up my camera real quick and do that. Let's see. Judy's saying have a great weekend, and Banger's saying don't go. Tell us everything about you. Start at age one, age one, day one. I don't know. I'm going to be doing that tonight, Banger. But once upon a time, there was a little boy.
Fun times. Have a great weekend, everybody. Yes, you too, Ambient Storm. Thanks for rocking with us. Like I said, I am going to put on one more track, and then I'll say a good bye proper in the chat. On day one, I cried and pooped my diaper. Yep, me too. I think we all have that similar experience. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm enjoying these. I know, like I said, I'm a little frazzled tonight, and I'm glad I was able to talk about my favorite character. It's helped me calm down, and you guys have been great at helping me with that too. And I super appreciate all of you. So, on that note, I'm gonna kill the mag theme music, and I'm gonna share Heroes of the Battlefield with you. Night, my friends.
In the heat of battle, we rise to the occasion. With courage in our hearts and unwavering dedication, our mission, united to protect and defend, fighting for justice until the very end. United to protect and defend, fighting for justice till the very end. Brave soldiers, we stand tall, marching forward, one and all. Together we'll conquer, we won't back down. Nothing can stop us, we wear the crown. We are the heroes of the battlefield, fighting for what's right, our spirits never yield. With every step we take, we'll conquer and endure, as we honor the soldiers who came before. Got to get tough, y'all, Joe.
All right, it's over. Go on home now.